Okay, so we're going to do a quick tutorial here on how to make a kind of rap beat using Ableton Live. So, first of all, let's start off with the tempo. It's where we always start off. The type of beat we want to make, your kind of modern rap beat. I've noticed a lot of the beats are up at least 140, maybe even pushing up to 145. So let's try 145 as a BPM, beats per minute. And then the next thing we're going to do is get into some drum sounds. So if you click here on drums, you can see these are all the sort of built-in kits that come with it. And we're going to use standard 808 kit. So we double click to load that up and you can see you've got all your different sounds here. Now, the way we're going to do this, if you double click here to make a clip and you can see here's all your sounds showing up, and then click on these little headphones, then now when you click on these you can hear those. Now, we're going to start off with a kick or a bass drum there, and we're going to double click to put that on the first beat. Now, to play that, you might go here and press play, nothing happens. It's because the way Ableton works is a little bit confusing. What we've got is this clip here. These are called clips, these little kind of blocks. If you click play on that, now you can see that's playing. And can you see it's going to repeat? It's going to loop round and round for us, so that's kind of cool. So, I'm using this to make that window a little bit bigger. And then now I'm going to add a clap sound here. Now can you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I'm counting, just using spacebar to play and stop there as well. It's another useful little tip. If we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see I've got the kick drum on 1, this empty one is 2, and then this here is 3. So I've got the kick on 1 and the clap on 3. And that's going to give us this basic kind of pattern. The next thing I want to do is put in a hi-hat, which is that kind of tappy sound there. Now we're going to put this in, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it in what's called a triplet, which basically means 3 of those. Let's try that. So all it is I'm putting in 3 there, and then I'm going to put in 3 over here. Now let's see how that sounds. You might need to tweak this a little bit. So you can click play here, or you can use your spacebar. Yeah, cool. Now that's actually straight away got exactly the sound that I wanted it to have. Can you hear it's kind of driving the rhythm, that da, 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 da. And what it is, that's 3 beats instead of the kind of more usual 4. Just gives it a bit of a different feel. Now that's the first part of our beat. I'm kind of liking how that's sounding already. Let's have a quick check. Yep, that's sounding kind of cool. To stop that, you want to click on this little square here. It's another thing with Ableton that you need to know. The little squares are stop buttons. So that's kind of got us started. What we're going to do now is use this really useful little button here that says duplicate loop, or DUPL loop. If you click on that, you can see what it does. It's made it so instead of that repeating once, it repeats twice in this clip. So the clip's now twice as long. So if I play that, you'll see what it's done. Cool. Now that sounds cool, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just switch it up a little bit, as there's another little trick that I've noticed loads of these beats are using and that I kind of like. So I'm going to select that, I'm going to use the delete key on my keyboard to delete it. We're going to move this second kick here over there. Now where that is, if you think 1, 2, 3, 4, this second repetition starts with 1, 2, 3. I've put a kick on the 3. So on the second repetition there's a kick where the clap is on the first one. Now if I play that, you'll kind of hear the little vibe that that gives you. Just gives it that little kind of, it's a little bit kind of surprising having the kick there. I think that's kind of what makes it interesting. Now I might put in another one here, maybe even put 2, let's see how that sounds. Yeah, that sounds kind of nice. Now these last couple that I'm putting in, yeah, I kind of like that. You can kind of experiment with where you want to put these extra 2. It's just basically to give it a little bit of a vibe. Yeah, a little bit of energy every time it repeats. Now what I might also do is put in another snare and a rim there. So what I'm doing is layering up that clap just to give it a bit of a harder sound. So let's see how that sounds. Yeah, that sounds cool. And what we could do as well is put another one of those in It's another good little trick. Now I've got those selected, see if I click and select them by dragging across, I can use the arrow keys on my keypad to move them around. And what we're going to do is we're going to just try them out in different places, see where we think it sounds good. Yeah, I kind of like that. Now really, it's kind of up to you wherever you want to put these. So the key bit is to get the kick on the first beat, this snare clap thing happening on beat 3, then when you get to the second repetition, put the kick on 3. These other ones you can kind of mess around with, put them wherever you want, get creative with it. And that's kind of given us the basic drum part for this beat that we're going to make.